of the how-to series, and here I am going to tell you how to launch AWS instance, AWS EC2 instance, and what is AWS EC2. So going ahead to with what is AWS EC2 and how we can create a AWS EC2 instance in AWS. I will be going ahead with this. What is AWS EC2 first? So just let us understand what is EC2, and EC2 is having much in-depth theory that you need to understand before deep diving into the EC2 nodes or EC2 instances as well, which I will be covering it later into a separate playlist of AWS cloud computing. So what is EC2? EC2 is a cloud computing, elastic cloud compute. It is AWS EC2 is known as AWS Elastic Compute Cloud. It is a web service provided by Amazon Web Services that allows user to rent virtual servers to run application on the cloud. It provides a scalable computing capacity to enabling users to build and deploy applications without needing to invest in physical hardware. And this is also this AWS EC2 or EC2 services also provides multiple instance families like general purpose, memory optimized, and compute optimized. It allows us to scale computing resources up or down based on our own demand or based on the application demand. And also we can terminate those instances as needed and according to our cost efficiency. The practical example and practical use cases of the AWS EC2 is like web hosting, big data analytics, machine learning and AI, gaming servers, and DevOps and although DevOps and CI/CD pipelines to host the CI/CD pipelines, to host the automation services and software testing, and also for the deployment workflows. And also we can use AWS EC2 to media processing as well. Now let us quickly hop on the AWS console, which looks like this, and here we are going to see the console. If you are logged into your console, I'm just supposing that you have logged into the console, and AWS provides the free tier account for 1 year to practice whatever the things you want to do, or it is the best way to learn cloud computing with the use of AWS. However, multiple cloud providers like Azure and GCP, they also provide the free tier and free credits to learn the cloud computing. You can use them also, but here we are in this Project DevOps YouTube channel. I will be focusing over the whole thing which is related to DevOps and related to AWS services. So let us hop over the EC2 console here and let us launch a EC2 instance. Here we will provide the EC2 instance name. So let us provide EC2 demo instance. So here we can provide the additional tag as well if we want to provide, or otherwise we can go ahead without providing any additional tag. So here you will be selecting the OS image, like which image you want to use for your instance. So there are multiple images like Mac OS, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, SUSE, and Debian. And also the bare metal or a basic Linux is also provided by Amazon Linux. For our purpose, we will be using Ubuntu and this one which is free tier eligible. I will be suggesting you to use the only those services which is free tier. Otherwise, if you don't understand the AWS cloud concept, or if you are new to the AWS cloud computing and you don't know cost optimization and you don't know how the cost optimization works, then just go ahead with the free tier eligible things and leave it whatever it is there as it is. So T2 micro, we can use the T2 micro for the free tier eligible. It provides the details as well, like one virtual CPU, 1 gigabit bytes of the memory, and current generation is true. Means like this is supported by the current generation of this Ubuntu server. Now let us go ahead and create a new key pair. Although I have a demo key pair which way I will be creating, I will be using. Otherwise, you on your own you can create your own key pair and make sure you should keep this key pair as it is with your download folder or any separate folder, otherwise you will not be able to log into your instance. However, there are many ways. If you lose your key pair, there are many ways to log into the EC2 instance, which I will be covering into the separate that I told you, into a separate video playlist of the AWS cloud computing. So here, keep these network settings as it is, which is like creating a security group, selecting the existing security group. We don't need to select the existing security group. If you are having your security group, if you are much familiar with the security group, then it is go ahead for from your side, but otherwise let AWS do from there. Now, free trial eligible customer can get up to 30 GB of EBS current general purpose or magnetic storage. This is provided by AWS. So here also you can see like what are the summary they are providing. So number of instance, whatever the software you are using, whatever software image you are using, whatever the virtual server type like instance type, firewall security, that is new security group, and storage volume, that is 8 GB 1 volume. So this is the basic summary like how to launch AWS EC2 instance. Let us quickly go ahead and launch this instance. So this instance has been launched. Now let us get back to our instance page, and this EC2 instance is running. So it has provided us a public IP address which you will provide for any accesses, and there is also a private IP addresses as well. So let us go ahead and connect. I will also show you how to connect to this AWS EC2 instance, which is our virtual Ubuntu machine or Ubuntu computer, or you can also say like Ubuntu OS. Let us go ahead and connect over it. So this is the necessary step which is provided by the AWS, and you can go ahead with this one as well, while you will this is a basic guidance. So let us go ahead and let us go ahead and connect with the SSH client. So I am using this one, Mac system. For a Windows based system you can use another one as well. So let us quickly go ahead and change into the CD downloads, because I have downloaded that key pair into the download file, and I will run just this one. This chmod is like we are changing the access with this key pair, and now this key pair will be accessible for our SSH terminal. So when you will click over it, so this is asking for the SSH, and just go ahead and create yes, and here you are connected with your AWS EC2 instance. This is the AWS EC2 instance. Let us verify it. This is the internal IP address, that is known as private IP address, and you can match it with your private IP address. Yes, this one. So this was a demo of how to launch an EC2 instance based on your requirement and based on your application structure. I will be covering more in-depth knowledge of AWS EC2 instance that I told you in a separate video playlist that is known as AWS EC2, AWS Cloud Computing, and that is all for today's video of the first. And this was the first video and into the series, and more video in this series are coming upon, and I will be letting you